Okay, we got our foam rollers. Just make sure stuff is cleared out of the way so you're not going to roll anything over. And now we're going to hold our roller in front of us long ways and put a little squeeze on the end of the roller. So as if you're trying to kind of crush the roller with your hands. So we feel a little activation in the armpit chest area. So crush in, see if you can find that nice bit of engagement. And then with that engagement, keep that nice squeeze going. Just lift your arms up. Keep that squeeze going, lower your arms down. Tune into your belly here. So we're going to keep that squeeze going, but can you firm your belly up? Keep your belly firm, squeezing on the roller, lower down. One more just like that. Awesome. And now loosen everything up. Let your shoulders kind of relax, soften up that muscle tissue. Keep it soft and loose, even a light grip on the ends of the roller. Lift up and lower down. And even allow your belly and your ribs to be soft here. Lift up and lower down. Nice. On this next one, we're going to lift up and hold. And now a little firmness in the belly. Lean to one side, get a little side bend. Come back to center, lean over the other way. Beautiful. Come back to center. And then like we're rolling down. So we're going to roll the roller down, tuck your chin into your chest, roll the upper back body, soften your knees, come all the way down to the ground. Let the roller touch down. Stay in this bent over position. And then just a little steamroll to the tops of the feet. So press into the roller, walk it up to the ankles, and press down towards the toes. Nice. Take one or two more steam rolls of the tops of the feet. And then once the roller is off the toes, walk it forward just a little bit, soften your knees, come down into a kneeling position. Great. And then we're going to move into a cat and cow here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale to round. Nice. One more just like that. Great. And then find a more neutral spine. We're going to try and keep our hips fairly in line with the knees. Walk the roller out into that heart melting pose or puppy pose. So we're going to reach long through the arms. Let the head drop down between your arms if it's available. And then take 3 nice big breaths here. Cool. And then we're going to leave the roller out nice and long. Just remove your hands from the roller. We're going to come down onto the belly. And we want to find that roller kind of towards the crown of the head. So we're just going to see if we can find that space where the roller is about near the crown of the head. And then can you reach your arms up and over the roller? So my forearms are on the roller with that distance. And now we're going to press into the arms, lift the chest and chin, pull the roller in just to the point where you feel a nice arch in the back. Beautiful. And then lower back down with control. Press into the arms, lifting up. And then lower with control. Press into the arms and lift up. Lower with control. 2 more to go here. Press into the arms and lift. Lower back down. Beautiful. One more time. Press and lift. Awesome. And then lower down. Nice. And now see if you can just soften your elbows, remove your arms from the roller. And then we're going to take the roller out to the right, placing the bicep on to the roller. So we're going to stay close to the elbow joint, but not on the elbow. So we want to stay off the bony landmark. And then we're just going to take a couple of flips of the palms. Palms going to flip up and then rotate the other way. Beautiful. One more flip of that palm. And then keeping the palm facing down, roll in and out. So just a little shimmy of the shoulders side to side. Cool. One more in and out here. And then we're going to move it manually. So just lift your arm up, roll the roller in so it finds the middle of the bicep, and then come right back to that palm flip. Roll it up and roll it the other way. Great, one more flip of the palm, and then we're gonna roll in and out. So palm facing down, and we just rock the shoulder side to side to roll the bicep. Beautiful, one more roll in and out, and then we're gonna move that roller in really nice and close. So it's getting close to the armpit, but we're gonna stay off that deep part of the armpit so we're not doing too much work on the lymph nodes there. So now we're gonna come back to that palm flip. Awesome, and then palm facing down and a light rock of the shoulders in and out. Beautiful, one more in and out here. And then we're just gonna lift that shoulder up and off, move the roller all the way over to the other side. So we're gonna move it over to the left arm, really close to the elbow joint, but not on the elbow joint. And then we're gonna come to that palm flip. So rotate the palm up and then flip it the other way. Beautiful, and then palm facing down, shimmy those shoulders and just rock them side to side. Awesome, and then when you're ready, move that roller on in. So find the middle of that bicep and then come back to that palm flip. Flip the palm one way and then flip it the other way. Awesome, and then palm facing down, rock the shoulders in and out. Cool, and then when you're ready, we're gonna move that roller on up and in. So get it nice and close to the armpit, but stay off of that lymph node area. And then once you've got yourself in place, come back to that palm flip, roll it up and roll it the other way. Nice, and then palm facing down, rock it side to side. Nice, one more little rock side to side. And then we're gonna lift that arm up and off. And now we're gonna manually move the roller so we can take it under the thighs. So pick yourself up into a tabletop position, move that roller underneath. So we're gonna lay our hips on, or the tops of the thighs onto the roller, elbows and forearms down, toes to the ground. Keep a little bit of a firmness in your belly. So find that sensation like we used earlier today of pulling the abdominal muscles in, and then keep that nice firmness there. And then with the toes on the ground, just find a nice rock towards the crown of your head and then push back into your heels. Beautiful. And then come to the bottom of that roll. So you're about 2 inches down from the tops of the thighs, maybe. Bend your knees and then swish your heels a little bit side to side. And again, we want to keep that light bit of firmness in the belly so the low back is supported. Nice, you guys, that looks great. All right, one more swish of the heels side to side. And then we're going to lower our toes back down to the ground. And now you can either manually move the roller or just move yourself forward on the roller, but we're going to move it to the middle of the thighs, toes back down to the ground, elbows and forearms down, belly firm, and start to rock again, pressing into the heels and lengthening through the crown of the head. Awesome. And then come to the lower part of that roll, bend your knees and rock your heels side to side. One more swish of the heel side to side, or even yourself out, and then toes back down to the ground. We're going to move forward. Now we're going to come down to the end of the thighs. So we're going to stay off the knee joint, still staying on that thigh muscle, get it in place. And then once you found your way there, rock forward and back, keep the elbows and toes on the ground. So you're probably not going to get as big of a movement here. Great, and then come to the bottom of that roll, but stay off the knee joint, bend your knees, and then swish your heel side to side. And this time just move at a depth that feels right. So you have less muscle tissue there as you get closer to the knee joint. So just make sure everything is staying safe. Lovely. One more swish of the heels side to side, and then lower the toes down to the ground. And then we're going to take a nice big roll. So think down to the knees and all the way up to the tops of the thighs. So here it might feel good to lift the toes away from the floor so you can really find some long movement across the thigh. Sweet. And then the next time you come back towards the tops of the thighs, up towards the hips, push your way back up into a tabletop position. Take a couple little bops to the hips side to side, and then come into a high kneel position. And we just want to locate our bony hip points. So we're going to find those little protruding hip bones, and we're going to lay those hip bones onto the roller, but we're going to support all the weight with the knees and with the arms. So we're not really going to lay the weight on the rollers. We're just going to find that point. So if you can, come on down, place those hip bones on the roller, but hold the weight off so your elbows and forearms are supporting and your knees are down. Now we're going to roll over onto the right. So now you can place some weight onto the roller. So we're going to stay high on that hip and then just give a gentle roll up and down. Just go at a depth that feels good to you. We want to stay nice and high up on that hip. Nice. One more roll up and down. And then we're going to take a little shimmy side to side. So think about rolling yourself forward about an inch and then pulling the shoulder back about an inch. Nice. One more little roll side to side, and then we're rolling back onto our center. So knees are going to drop down. We're going to keep the weight off of those bony hip points. And then once you feel like you've got your hip points lined up on the roller, come over onto the left hip. Nice. And then once you found your way there, it's a nice roll up and down. We're going to stay nice and high up on that hip and let your legs support you. Let your elbow and forearm support you. So you put as much weight and pressure on that hip as feels appropriate to you. Beautiful. One more little roll up and down, and then stay high on that hip and just give a little roll forward and back. So it's just the shoulder pulls back about an inch or so and then comes forward about an inch or so. Nice. One more little rock side to side. And then come back to center. Support your weight, knees drop down, and then push your weight all the way up into a tabletop position. We're going to move that roller on up and under the shin. So we're going to take our knees up and over. We're going to stay off the knee joint. Walk yourself into a tabletop position, and then just take a couple of pulls of the knees in towards the chest, and then press the knees away. Awesome. One more in and out. And then push yourself all the way back so you can come off the roller. And we're going to move the roller so that we can sit our butt onto the roller. So put it in any way that feels good, and then set your butt onto the roller, feet out in front of you, legs nice and wide. So think about a shoulder width distance apart, and start with that little windshield wiper action with the knees side to side. Nice. And then we're going to take it a little bit further. So as you take the knees over to one side, roll over onto the hip, and then take it all the way across over to the other side. And then just kind of smooth that movement out, just working across the back side of the bum and over onto your hip. Beautiful. And then the next time you come over onto the right hip, stay there. Take a couple of nice rolls up and down. So now we're a little bit closer to the bum. So earlier we were way up high on that side of the hip. Now you might be a little bit closer to the back side. So just roll into a place that feels good. But again, we're going to stay off the IT band so we're not rolling all the way down the side of the thigh. One more roll up and down, and then we're going to take it all the way over and across, and then come onto that left hip and roll up and down. Beautiful. One more roll up and down here. And then come back to center, hands to the roller. We're going to take 3 little tricep dips. So lift your tush up and then take 3 nice bends of the elbows and press your way back up. Beautiful. And then lower your butt down to the ground. And we're going to move that roller so that it's underneath the shoulder blades. So feet are going to be about hip width distance apart, knees nice and bent. And once you've got that roller in place under the shoulder blades, hands behind the head, think about pressing your hands into your head and your head into your hands, and then lean back and use your exhale to draw you back up. Inhale to lean back. Exhale to come up. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, come up. Can you pull those abdominal muscles in? Take 2 more just like that. And then from here, if it feels good, just a little bit of a back bend. So we're going to lean back, keeping the hands behind the head just to keep the head and the neck supported. And just allow a little bit of weight to fall back. It needs to be a comfortable position so that you can control it to come back up, but hopefully finding a nice back bend, a little work through the back of the body, a little stretch through the front of the body. Take 2 more breaths here if you can take it. Nice. And then on your exhale, lift back up. And then keeping the hands behind the head to support, we're going to lift the tush up and start to roll up to the shoulders and then back down along the shoulder blades. Great. We're going to take 1 more roll up and down, and then we're going to see if we can hike up onto the right shoulder. So we want to pull the right elbow towards the right hip so we can drop the shoulder head under the side of the roller. And then see if you can press into your left foot so you're rising up onto that right shoulder. So we've got a little bit of weight on the shoulder at the top of the neck, but we want to make sure our legs are doing most of the heavy lifting. And then if it feels good, just a little pulse up and down. Great. 1 more little pulse up and down, and then roll that shoulder back up and over. Hang out for a second, lower your tush down, make sure everything feels good. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So lift your hips up, pull your left elbow toward your left hip and drop that shoulder underneath the roller. And then press into your right foot so that you're bringing the shoulder up onto the roller. And then once you've got your way there, just a light little pulse so we work into that nice thick muscle right at the top of the shoulder. Nice. 1 more little pulse up and down. And then if you can, bring it all back in, rock that shoulder up and over. And then we're just going to roll the shoulders out 1 last time, staying right in that central location and just smoothing everything out. Beautiful. And then when you feel ready, lower your bum down. We're going to move that roller now. So it's going to come under our head like a pillow. So we want to find it underneath that nice strong structure of the skull bone, staying off the dainty little dainty bones of the neck. So once you've got it resting underneath your head, let your hands rest on your belly, close your eyes down, and just for a second, take a nice big breath. Great. And then eyes open or closed, totally up to you. We're just going to start to lift and lower the chin. So just a tiny nod of the head up and down. One more nod of the head up and down. And then we're going to draw little 1-inch circles in the air with the nose. Circle in one direction, super small, not a big giant movement. And then draw those circles, go the other way. Awesome. And then let your head come to a more neutral position and just start to turn your head from side to side. Nice. And then the next time your head turns to the right, stay there. Nod your head up and down. One more nod up and down. And then turn your head all the way over to the left. And then once you're there, nod your head up and down. One more nod of the head up and down. And then just take another turn side to side just to kind of soothe out the back of the neck and the back of the head. Great, and then bring your head to center. We're gonna lift our head off of the roller and we're gonna move that roller down underneath our hips. So if you like, you can just lift your legs up, scooch that roller underneath your thighs, and then lift your hips up and draw that roller up underneath your hip bones, underneath your tailbone. So it's underneath that nice bony hip structure. And then once you've found your way there, just let your hands kind of catch hold of the side of the roller. We're gonna pull the right knee up into the chest and then bring the left knee up to meet. So both knees are gonna be bent. Hands are gonna hold that roller and we're just gonna rock the knees a little bit side to side. Great, and then keeping your left hand on the roller just to keep it in place, reach your right hand up, hold on to the right knee, send your left leg nice and long, let the heel touch the ground, finding a nice good stretch through the front of the left hip. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Awesome, then slide the left leg in and we're gonna switch our hand hold. So right hand's gonna hold the roller in place, left hand's gonna reach up and grab the left knee, pull the left knee into the chest, send your right leg long, let the heel touch the ground, finding that stretch now hopefully through the front of the right hip, and take 3 nice big breaths here. Great, and then when you're ready, you're gonna pull that right knee back into the chest. Both hands are gonna hold on to the roller. Make sure it feels like it's still comfortable underneath your hip bones. And then we're gonna send the feet up towards the ceiling. Keep a nice micro bend in the knees. Hang out here for a few cycles of breath, just a couple of points and flex to the feet. Awesome, and then we're gonna bend our knees, float the feet down to the ground, and hang out here in the supported bridge. So we're gonna let the belly soften just a little bit, let the hips chill out for just a little bit, let everything be soft, loose, and relaxed, and then just allow gravity to do a little work for you here. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, just see if you can tune in and notice. You might feel a little pull from the pelvic floor, a little drawing in of the abdominal muscles as you let all that air go. And then allow your inhale to fill you back up. Beautiful. Take one more breath. And then we're gonna lift the hips up away from the roller, move that roller out from underneath you, lower your spine with control. We're gonna come up to a seated position. So find your way up nice and slow, and then remove that roller out from underneath your thighs and send your legs nice and long. Now we're gonna take that roller to the tops of the thighs, put a little press, roll up and down. Stay off the knee joint. We wanna just stay up on the thigh muscles. Take one more roll up and down, and then we're gonna angle it out. So we're gonna find the side of the right thigh, press in, and just give a good roll up and down. And again, we wanna stay off the knee joint, and you put as much pressure on that roller as you like. Awesome. One more little roll up and down, and then we're gonna angle it to the other side. So a little angle over on the left outer edge of the thigh, put as much press as you like, and roll up and down. Nice. One more roll up and down, and then we're going to pull that roller up and in. So we're going to kind of squeeze it up against the belly. And as you press, you're going to just move that roller side to side. So we're just drawing it across the center of the belly and over to the side. Beautiful. One more time each side, or even yourself out. Nice. And then as you come back to center, we're just going to flip those legs on around, coming back into a tabletop position. So knees in line with hips, hands on the roller, and we're going to lift into a down dog position. So we're going to press into the toes, lift the hips up, make sure that roller is safe underneath you, press into your heels, feel that nice good stretch through the backs of the legs. Soften your knees, look forward, walk your feet in just a little bit, keep a nice giant bend in the knees, keep your roller down on the ground, round and roll your way up to a standing position. And then we're going to step the right foot onto the roller and give a good soft roll to the bottom of the foot. So work from the heel all the way up to the toes. Nice. One more good roll up and down. And then we're going to lean in a little bit, put a little press on your leg, lean your body weight in, and then slow your roll down so you can really work through the bottom of the foot. Beautiful. And now we're going to keep the toes on the roller. Drop your heel down to the ground. Get a little stretch to the calf, get a little stretch to the Achilles heel. If it feels comfortable, rise all the way up, really lean your weight forward just a little bit. Find that really big stretch through the back of that calf. Awesome. And then gently lift up and off, and then we're going to switch sides. So left foot's going to step onto the roller and a soft roll. So from heel to toe. Beautiful. And then lean in, put a little press into that top knee, and then work slowly through the bottom of the foot. Beautiful. And then we're going to drop that heel down away from the roller. Toes and the balls of the foot stay on the roller. Feel that nice, good stretch. And then if it feels good, rise up, go just a little bit deeper. So we press the hips forward slightly, find that big, long stretch through the heel and the calf. Awesome. And then release. If it feels good, roll that foot one last time. And then step it down so both feet on the ground. Take a nice big breath, reach your arms up. And then again, like we're peeling our back off of a wall. So we're going to dive the hands forward, tuck chin into chest, round the upper back body, peel your back away from that imaginary wall, bring your hands to the roller. And then for a good finish, just steamroll the tops of the feet one last time. Beautiful. And then leave that roller down on the ground. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in, around, and roll all the way back up to standing. Take a couple of good shrugs of your shoulders. You guys are amazing. Happy Friday.